Greetings, dear listeners. Pulkit Garg here again, your host at We Are Listening. And today we are going to delve into a topic that resonates with many of us: stress, anxiety, and our eating habits. So, we all have deadlines looming over us, the daily grind, and a constant battle with stress. Either we head for that cup of caffeine or we head for our scrumptious hamburgers out there in our cafeteria. So, to guide us through this exploration, we have insightful Dr. Divyanshi with us. Welcome, Dr. Divyanshi.
Thank you. I love the introduction.
Great. So, Dr. Divyanshi, before we actually understand what stress is, the science behind stress, do you have
Mhm.
any anecdotes to share from your personal life about, your own experiences with stress eating?
Well, I have a very big sweet tooth.
Okay.
I mean, I used to, I don't anymore. But every time I felt that, I think for years since I was in school, I have had a very unhealthy relationship with food. Like, I have used food as a protective mechanism against all the emotions. If I'm feeling nervous, if I'm feeling excited, happy, sad, angry, anything, I used to go back to food. So yeah, I think for me, most of my childhood and most of my college years have been with dealing with binge eating, to be very honest. So I completely understand this.
Even I can relate to what you are saying. So, food has been my best friend. So, whatever happens, it's just that open up Zomato or Swiggy and order something, that really craves and shifts my focus. As we were discussing in the first episode, you mentioned that often rather than focusing on the problem statement itself or the situation, we try to divert our focus and bring it to food.
Yes.
So for me also that holds 100% truth in my life. Let's start with the first question and try to understand the concept of mindful eating.
Okay. So mindful eating is very simply again when you are aware of what you are eating. जैसे हमारी मम्मी कहती थी take a bite and chew 30 times, 32 times. Why? Because that is a concept of that is again good for digestion, yes, yes, but it is a part of mindful eating when you are completely aware of what you are eating. अब इसमें there are certain components. First, when you are how you approach the food. Second, approach the food as in why have you made this choice of eating food? Is it because of some emotion? Is it because of your craving? Is it because you genuinely want to eat it? Different reasons we have. Maybe we are eating this food क्योंकि मम्मी ने बनाया है, we have no other option. Maybe we are eating this क्योंकि हमें कुक करने में आलस आ रहा है. Maybe we are eating this because we are feeling very stressed out and we have a lot of work, lot of deadlines, and I just want something quick and fast and yummy. Different reasons, right? The second is how you are eating the food. The slowly you eat the food, the more easily you will be able to identify when you are full. Because most of the time हम लोग जल्दी जल्दी खाना खाते हैं, we pass that level of fullness, and हमारा brain, it takes a while to register कि yes we are full, we don't need more food, and if you keep eating jaldi jaldi, you will pass that level and your brain will tell you and you will not be able to identify that you have overeaten. And third is staying with the after effects. How does that food make you feel? Does it make you feel heavy? Does it make you feel lethargic? Does it make you feel active? Does you make it feel energetic? आपका फूड जो आपने खाया है वो आपको कैसी फीलिंग दे रहा है? All of these combine make up the process of mindful eating.
I got introduced to the concept of chewing for the first time. Now ठीक है, स्कूल में पढ़ा था, पेरेंट्स ने भी बताया था, but when I'm saying first time, when I actually started practicing it with my full awareness, was I was listening to a video of R Madhavan, and he was talking about his experience with one of the natural healing centers he visited. Over there they said something, you drink your food and you eat your water. That is what he mentioned, and it really stuck with me at that point. And I practiced it for certain days. I tried to inculcate that in my regular schedule, and surprisingly my intake of food automatically reduced. So if I was having, let's say, three chapatis in my lunch, I brought it down to one and a half chapatis automatically. I didn't have to, really put in any effort around that.
Hmm. Exactly.
So
And that is a brilliant line. You drink your food and you eat your water.
yes, so that really stays with me even today. And again, R. Madhavan is my childhood's favorite actor. So it was imperative that his statements are going to make an impact on me. But yeah, that is something, really happens. But now coming, building onto this, I would like to understand. We all are so stressed out. We all are so much always in a hustle and, ready to race के राजधानी पकड़नी है हमने डेली अपनी जिंदगी में. We टेन टू फॉरगेट कि खाना शांति से बैठ के खाना है. लाइक ब्रेकफास्ट हो रहा है ऑफिस जाने के लिए तो भागते भागते हो रहा है, चाय पी रहे हैं चाहे कितनी गर्म है वो बस एक सिप के अंदर वी आर गल्पिंग इट डाउन.
Hmm.
एंड सेम हैपेंस विद आवर डिनर एंड लंच एज वेल.
Mhm.
What changes are we all need to make in this?
See, the only thing in this, I would genuinely suggest, instead of, even if you don't have the time to be present and slowly eat your entire food, because it might get boring after a while for a person, and I completely understand that. You can start with a few bites where you eat very slowly, very mindfully, so that at least you can register how that food is making you feel. And even if you start with a few bites, eventually you will find that you have started integrating it in your every meal and throughout the meal. It will happen gradually, very naturally. You don't need to do anything about it. First. Second, I would suggest, instead of sitting in front of Netflix watching your favorite series, K-drama, movie, just sit with the food for a while. And third, I would suggest, and this is what I personally practice and I tell my clients, is to say a few affirmations before eating. It helps you to be in the present moment, to be with the food, because I feel कि food is always third wheeling in our life. है ना? We are with our friends, food is there. We are doing watching movie, food is there. What is your main relationship with the food? Go on a date with your food. Sit with the food. Let food be the main person, main character in your life. Food is just there. You have assigned all the emotions to the food, all the feelings to the food, and food has become the bad guy, which is not fair. कि हमको सैडनेस हो रही है, हमको प्रॉब्लम हो रही है, हम खाना खा रहे हैं अपना पेन सबसाइड करने के लिए, एंड देन यू आर सेइंग बिकॉज ऑफ फूड आई एम गेटिंग वेल. फूड हैज नॉट डन एनीथिंग. फूड इज फूड. फूड इज देयर. So this is when you slowly integrate, you eat very slowly, है ना? एक मील, दो मील, तीन मील, and at least have one beverage. Start very slowly. At least have one beverage. When you finish the full beverage, mindfully. It can be in the morning, not in the morning, then in the evening. It can be tea, coffee, a glass of water before going to sleep, anything.
Got it. um can you help us understand now the relationship stress and anxiety have with our health, and probably how having too much of stress and anxiety impact our food choices and the way we eat?
Okay, so stress, obviously we know कि हम we know the basic terms कि stress होता है, cortisol level increase होता है. So when we have stress and our cortisol level increases, initially we might find that we are not hungry at all, because that is when our fight and flight mode gets activated. कि we need to deal with the stress. We need to do something about this. But when the stress level prolongs, our body starts adapting to the stress, and that is when our hunger hormones, ghrelin, our hunger hormone increases a lot. We start feeling too much hungry, and उस time पे we need food that helps us deal with the hunger situation fast, and we go for foods that are highly processed in nature, that is sugar and carbs and all kinds of junk food, because वो आपको जल्दी fullness का experience दे देते हैं इसलिए. So when mostly we see that when we are stressed or we are anxious, we eat something that increases our dopamine level fast, that makes us happy fast, because we are in high levels of stress or anxiety.
Does stress and anxiety also impact our overall metabolism of the body, the way our food is digested or the way it is absorbed into the body?
I mean, definitely it takes a lot of, see, highly processed food doesn't have any nutrients in it. And to be very honest, in today's world, even the normal vegetables we see in the news, that the normal vegetables and fruits we are getting, usme bhi there are so many pesticides and chemicals they are adding. So
Mhm.
if you combine that with burgers and pizza and other processed food, then we are getting zero nutritional value. And that does affect our metabolism and how our body is absorbing the content. And that is why I feel that people who are very young in age, they are getting heart diseases and inflammation in the bodies and all kinds of diseases. That has been very normalized in our society now.
I was just listening to a podcast in the morning,
Hmm.
and it talked about people in Japan having around 87 years as their average lifespan,
Hmm.
and it is majorly because of the dietary choices that Japanese make.
Hmm.
So I totally agree with this when you say that having processed food or the diet we are having while we are either stressed or anxious, it really impacts our overall health and the complete lifestyle as well. Coming on to my next question on this, doctor, the stress can often also trigger emotional eating. So
Yes.
how can mindfulness over here, bringing a reference of our first episode and talking about mindfulness, or we were also touching upon mindful eating. When we're really emotional, how can we, really bring in the practice of mindfulness and be aware about what we are eating?
See, when you're feeling emotional, it is better to not engage in any of the other activity,
Okay.
because what it does is it creates an association in our brain. Every time you will feel emotional, you will do the same activity to make yourself feel better. So it is a conditioning that is happening with you.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
For example, if every time you see me, I give you your favorite chocolate. So next time, whenever you see me, you will kind of expect that I will give you your favorite chocolate. So every time you're feeling sad or any kind of emotion and you eat food to make yourself feel better, so the next time when you're feeling emotional, you will eat the same food to make yourself feel better. And this kind of creates an association between the two. So mindful eating talks about eating when you are hungry, and that is going through certain stages, identifying the true hunger and not the false hunger. Now, what is true hunger? We go through certain filters. First is, am I emotional? Very obvious. Second is, am I thirsty? Because when we are thirsty, we feel hungry. That is not hunger. If you drink water, you will feel that that hunger is gone. Third is, am I tired or sleepy? If your body is tired, maybe from working or if it's at night, mostly people snack at night because they think they are feeling hungry. But that's not hunger. That is, they are tired and that is why they are feeling hungry. It's the sensation of hunger. That's not the true hunger.
Okay.
Next is, if I am sort of using food as a protective mechanism, if you're feeling anxious, if you're having some thoughts that is being very difficult for you to control and you want to distract yourself, and you will obviously not go for a salad, you will go for something, go for a food that will be very dopamine inducing. So understanding and going through different layers and identifying the true hunger, that is the essence of mindful eating. Mindful eating doesn't tell you फल सब्जी खाओ. Mindful eating tells you eat whatever you want to eat how much you want to eat, but eat only when you are truly hungry and stop as soon as you are full. Simple.
Got it.
And you will feel, if we have seen this, I have personally seen this, and I when I work with people, they automatically stop eating, or their rate of eating processed food automatically falls down. Because have you ever noticed, whenever you're eating a processed food, you feel very heavy but satisfaction नहीं होता, या फिर even if होता है ना कि satisfaction हो गया, after a while you again start feeling, it is a very weird phase where you are hungry and full at the same time.
Yep, yep.
This is, your processed food is not giving you satiety, it's not giving you satisfaction. That satisfaction comes from food which is filled with protein and fiber.
Got it. So probably the next time I'm having a burger, I should stop and not go for the second one.
No, if you're hungry, go for it. Why not? Try making some healthy burgers at home with sweet potato ki tikki and something like that. They taste really great.
Okay. I would have to touch base with you to get the recipe. Amazing. So let's conclude this episode with understanding how physical activity, stress management, and eating habits, share a beautiful relationship.
Sorry, stress eating.
Physical activity, stress management, and eating habits.
Okay, so this is a very important question. Does diet come first or exercise? I think this is my opinion from my experience. It is again different for different people.
Okay.
Diet is definitely more important than exercise. अगर हम वो ना simple weight loss calorie counting की बात करें तो diet is more important than exercise. But to be consistent, exercise is as important as diet.
Okay.
Exercise and okay, let me you know change the term here. It's not exercise, it's not physical activity, you know, it's called body movement. Because
Mhm.
I personally, I see me and the clients, I have also personally ki you should do this, you should do cardio, you should do physical activity, you should do running. नहीं मन करता करने का कभी कभी. It's okay. So we substitute that with body movements, right? You need to move your body, and however you feel like doing it. You want to dance, go dance. You want to walk, go walk. You want to take your meetings while walking, even better. You want to do yoga, do yoga. If there is any other form of physical activity or body movement that makes you happy, it's not about calories, it's about body movement. And what body movement does is it releases happy hormones in your body. It lowers down the cortisol level, stress level in your body. It increases the leptin levels in your body, the level where you feel full and satisfied. So it increases all the good hormones, it decreases all the bad hormones, and it in turn henceforth manages your stress levels.
Amazing.
Not just stress levels, just it helps you regulate your emotions. So it is very important to move your body in the way that makes you happy. Self care is not a perfect routine. It's not waking up at 5 a.m. and doing weights for 1 hour. Self care is living a life that brings you the most joy, and like the authentic joy, not I am distracting myself from something joy.
So thanks a lot, Dr. Divyanshi, for breaking down, the relationship that stress, anxiety, and mindful eating share.
I
Listeners,
want to, I'll just, sorry, I'll interrupt
sure.
you right. So there is one resource that I would like to share. There is a YouTube channel that I have been following for a couple of years now. His name is hold on, Dr. Pradeep Kumar Jamna Das.
Mhm.
And he talks a lot about what is good food, what is bad food, and the importance of fasting. And he is a doctor, he has a medical degree, he has been practicing for quite a while, and I can share the link with you as well after this. And I think everyone should go and at least check out some of his videos where he talks about what should good food and bad food looks like, so it might help you make some good conscious choices of food.
Amazing. So, listeners, we will have the link for you in the description. And I hope after listening to this episode, we all should be tying up our shoelaces and going for a small mindful walk out in the open, or probably, just move out of our rooms, the cozy environment. I know North India is going through a lot of chilly winters right now, but go for that 5 minute walk outside and see the changes happening. So thanks a lot, Divyanshi, for such an enlightening discussion on We Are Listening. And listeners, stay tuned for our next episode. That's gonna be around the affirmations that Dr. Divyanshi slightly touched upon, and we're gonna have some practice exercises as well. Thanks a lot.
Great. Thank you.